50-50, my money's on those two results.
Robert Whittaker struggled to pick a winner in the upcoming fight between Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis. He said both of them have 50% chance to win.
All we can look at is historically, like their previous fights. Dricus, his last fight against Strickland, right? He moved forward, he put pressure on Strickland, didn't let Strickland do that to him, shut his game down, was very aggressive, crowded that space, didn't let Strickland really find the rhythm that he likes to fight in, and come away with the decision win. Okay? Strickland, prior to that fight, fought Adesanya, did exactly that to Israel, pushed into his space, didn't allow Adesanya to utilize that dangerous space that he likes fighting in. He crowded him to a point where he didn't let him have any free distancing from the fence so that he could move away and be evasive, because he loves fighting like that. He's very tall, he fights very tall, and he likes countering like that. He slips back, he leans back, a lot of weight on that rear leg to get away from the punch and the strikes, moves out, circles out. Strickland closed that gap, crowded that space, kept Adesanya's back to the fence for 90% of the fight, and beat Adesanya by decision win. Okay, so this fight, Dricus versus Israel, we have to look at it and think Dricus was able to do that. Obviously, styles make fights, but Dricus was able to push that plan against Strickland, that Strickland was able to push against Adesanya. So you would have to think Dricus is going to push that same plan, that same motive on Adesanya. And I guess the $1 million question is, what has Izzy done in his layoff since the Strickland fight to make sure that doesn't happen again? Because you can bet your bottom dollar Dricus is going to push into that. 50-50. How much I think either one could sway, right? I think there's a 50% chance Izzy kind of keeps him at the end of his jab, utilizes that spacing, doesn't get his back put against the fence, defends some takedown, but ultimately wins by decision. Okay? And I also think there's a 50% chance Dricus does what he did to Strickland, pushes into that space, takes him down, wears him out, turns into a dogfight, doesn't get a finish, but drags it out to the point where he is still the remaining champion. 50-50, my money's on those two results, kind of methods of winning. Can I be wrong? Yeah.
Alexander Volkanovski stands behind his friend Izzy and believes that he should win this Saturday.
The main event, Dricus du Plessis and Israel Adesanya. So this is a main event that we've all been waiting for. This was something that was always going to happen. Even if they didn't have belts, no one had the belts, this was still going to happen. But now Dricus is a champion. They get to go and fight in Perth. I'm expecting a performance from Israel Adesanya, like a proper performance, like you know how you've seen the Paulo Costa's performance, fight like that where he goes out and just does it in impressive fashion. Only because I think he's always going to have them skills, and there's going to be something there that I feel like I just feel like, because Dricus is very awkward, very unorthodox. He's got awkward pressure, which is very, very hard for people to deal with. And we've seen obviously an awkward pressure from Strickland give Izzy problems, but that doesn't happen to Izzy twice. There's no way that fight looks the same. Izzy's going to have a completely different adjustment, a completely different game, and he's going to capitalize. Obviously, two completely different styles in Strickland and Dricus. But what I mean, the awkward, unpredictable sort of style that Dricus is going to give, I don't feel like Izzy's going to be surprised. I think Izzy might have been a little bit surprised with the pressure and the defensive pressure from Strickland, but I don't think there's any surprises this time.
Anthony Smith thinks that Dricus will get his job done this weekend, though he likes Adesanya very much.
I like Izzy a lot, so as much as my bias leans towards Israel, I think it's Dricus. I do. I just think with his physicality, I don't think he's going to give Izzy enough room to work. Not if he's smart. And he seems to have a pretty good chin, and I just cannot get past what he did to Whittaker, because I'm such a Whittaker mark. I'm such just a dick riding fanboy for Whittaker. I can't help it. I'm just such a fan of that guy, and what he did to Whittaker was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
That's it for today. Please subscribe and give a like to this video. Many thanks, and see you in the next one.